Hello everyone, my name is Cornelia. Some time ago, I could boast of my gorgeous hair, which was 2 meters long. However, soon I had to say goodbye to it because a black streak came into my life. But I will begin with a short story about myself. I am the most popular girl in school, and I was able to achieve popularity due to my hair. My classmates and friends have often said that this makes them jealous of me. At school, everyone called me Rapunzel, and such a nickname even flattered me because this heroine has always been my favorite Disney princess, and since childhood, I wanted to be like her. So at an early age, I told my mother that I would never cut my hair again. Since then, I have never really cut it. And for so many years, I was able to grow a length of 2 meters, which gave me a lot of problems. For example, every day I had to do some kind of hairstyle for several hours so that my hair wouldn't drag on the ground. But despite this, I had a lot of advantages. I am known all over the state. I have several awards from city beauty contests, a prize for the most luxurious and long hair, as well as photos and fashion magazines where I was repeatedly invited. Of course, there were cases when envious people tried to do something terrible to my hair. For example, at another beauty contest, a girl threw gum at me while I was sleeping in my hotel room. When I woke up, I was terrified because I thought that I would have to cut my hair down to my shoulders. It's good that my mother was with me. She knew how to remove the gum with oil. As you can imagine, I really valued my hair and never imagined myself with a short hairstyle. It was my image that meant a lot to me. However, my life was soon turned upside down because I learned the terrible news. Recently, I had been feeling severe headaches, lethargy, and constant fatigue. At first, I put all my symptoms down to stress because I was carefully preparing for my annual exams and college applications every day. But when I started to see double, I got scared and decided to consult a doctor. I expected to hear that this was the result of prolonged stress, but it turned out to be much worse than I thought. They found a tumor in my brain, and when I heard about it, I fainted right in the doctor's office. When I came to my senses, I hoped that the diagnosis was just a work of my imagination, but unfortunately, my hopes did not come true. The doctor explained to me that my life was not in danger and that the tumor could be removed, which of course made me happy. However, what I heard next shocked me. For successful treatment, I had to go through chemotherapy and surgery. When I realized that I would have to say goodbye to my hair, I couldn't gulp down my tears. The doctor immediately gave me a sedative and also set a date for chemotherapy. I walked home in a daze. I had so many thoughts, which only made my headaches worse. I didn't know how to tell my parents the news, and I didn't know how to go through this hell. I already imagined myself as a bald freak that everyone would laugh at. When I got home, I immediately told my parents that I had a brain tumor. At first, there was a long silence, and then, barely gulping down tears, they hugged me and told me that everything would be okay. I understood that they wanted to support me and encourage me, but their words did not make me feel better. Besides, I noticed how the atmosphere in our house changed after a few days. It became hard for me to be in it. Mom often cried, and Dad often locked himself in his office and stayed in there for several hours at a time. I could stay in my room for a long time, just looking out the window and thinking that my life would never be the same again. I was really scared, even despite the optimistic forecasts of doctors. I was afraid something would go wrong. A few days later, I went to my first chemo session. When I noticed that my hair did not start to fall out, I was very happy, but my joy did not last long. While I was sitting in the cafeteria, my classmate Greg came up to me and pulled my hair slightly. He always did that, and I was used to that kind of attention, so I didn't get mad. But on that day, I could not hold back my emotions because with one light movement, he tore off a large clump of my hair. I yelled at him and insulted him and then ran away from the school. Though I could not avoid the terrible consequences of chemotherapy because a few days after this, my hair quickly began to fall out. At home, I told my parents that I would not go to school again until I was completely cured. They were sympathetic to my problem and arranged with the principal to transfer me to distance learning. But it still didn't make me feel any better because I had a terrible procedure ahead of me, shaving my head. I left it to my dad, and when he ran the hair trimmer over my head, I looked at myself in the mirror and cried. There was nothing left of the old Rapunzel, and it was morally hard for me to look at my new self. When my father finished, I locked myself in my room and didn't come out for several days. My parents didn't bother me, knowing that I didn't want to see anyone right now. All these days, I tried not to look at myself in the mirror, not to touch my head so as not to get upset again. To cheer me up, my parents decided to give me a great gift. When my dad shaved off my hair, he did not throw it away, but he took it to a special salon where they made a natural wig out of it. When I saw it, I was very happy because it was my hair. It came back to me. However, this was the only positive thing because then the black streak began again. When I was preparing for annual exams, I noticed that I began to memorize formulas and spelling rules poorly. No matter how long I studied them, the next day my head was in a fog. Also, I began to hear much worse, which scared me a lot. When I told my parents about it, they immediately took me to the hospital. The doctor informed me that I was experiencing complications. He also added that there is a high probability that I would soon lose my hearing forever. I couldn't believe it. I lost my precious hair, and now I might be losing my hearing? The doctor prescribed me medications that could help stop the development of complications, but a few weeks after taking them, I did not notice any improvement. I was getting worse and worse. Because of this, I could not properly prepare for the upcoming exams, which led to the fact that I scored the minimum number of points that did not allow me to get into any college. To say that I was upset is an understatement, as going to a good college was my main goal. My parents said that next year I would definitely succeed because by that time I would have fully completed the course of treatment. I was not at all reassured by their words because I no longer was sure of anything. My life changed so quickly because the disease turned everything upside down. However, a few months later, the doctor congratulated me on the fact that the cancer was successfully defeated, but I could not even really rejoice at this news because due to complications, I had lost almost all my hearing, and now I have to wear a hearing aid. My parents, seeing how much I was upset, again gave me a gift, from which I was delighted. They bought both me and themselves a round-the-world cruise. The whole summer we will travel on a liner and enjoy the beauty of other countries. Traveling around the world, I thought a lot about life and set new priorities for myself. Now for me, the main thing in life is not long hair, but my own health and the support of loved ones. How would you feel if you were diagnosed with cancer? Write your answers in the comments. If you liked the video, please click on the thumbs up button and share it with your friends. Hi, my name is Irene, and just recently I have tasted the food that is common for everyone. That is, I did not know any tastes and dishes familiar to you, and instead I settled for some kind of baby food until I was 15 years old. The thing is that when my mother